It's your girl Asia, and I am here to bring you guys a message. Aries, this message may or may not resonate with every Aries watching. Please use your discernment when watching tarot. Thank you guys so much for your subscriptions. Thank you for being here, Aries. So I did do a pre-shuffle for you guys, and I was picking up on somebody here who is having a hard time accepting the fact that you are gone, accepting the fact that you are done. So this person has a bit of an obsession going on here, Aries. And the main thing is not they want you back because they made a mistake type of thing. It's more or less like this person is upset at the fact that they're not getting their way, or things are not panning out the way that they expected. And I also was picking up on somebody here who feels very possessive over you, Aries. So, but let's see. We're going to see what energy surrounds you. We're going to look into love as well as money and career. So without further ado, benevolent ancestors, Holy Spirit, universe, and spirit guides, peace, everybody. This message is for Aries. This may or may not resonate with every Aries watching. First card out is the most significant, and I got this in your pre-shuffle, Aries, is pets. This person follows you around like a little puppy dog. That's what I'm getting with that energy. This person, they have sort of like an attachment to you that's kind of codependent, Aries. For some of you, you could be telling me that you have pets or you just acquired a new pet. The thing about it though, with this energy no coming out, I feel like you could be telling this person that you're not interested in rekindling anything with them. It doesn't matter. They still have this attraction to you. It feels like this person, they have a possession over you, Aries, or they feel like something about you and them belonging together. I was channeling that song. It's a song by Toni Braxton. The song is I Belong to You. You Belong to Me. For those of you who follow Toni Braxton's career, you know what song I'm talking about. It's one of her older songs. But anyway, I channeled a couple other songs too, Aries, when I was doing the pre-shuffle. One of the songs was Aretha Franklin, I Got a New Attitude. I feel like there's an Aries here. You think different, especially when it comes to this person. And I also channeled, what was the other song? I Want to Get Next to You. And I think that's an old school song. I can't remember what group that was from back in the day. But anyway, Aries, I got no coming out here. It says it's not the right time. What else for Aries? Intuition. This also came out in the pre-shuffle, Aries. So I feel like you guys are definitely trusting your inner wisdom more than you have in the past. There was a period where I was picking up for Aries where you didn't necessarily want it to see the red flags. You didn't necessarily want to listen to, you know, sort of like the signs. Maybe even you missed the signs. But I feel like that all came back in like a way where you could no longer, you know, refuse seeing it. Or I don't know, it's something about the way that came back. The message was loud and clear, right, Aries? So this has allowed you to like step up into a higher understanding of your own intuition. It's now like important for you to pay attention to the signs, to pay attention to your gut feeling. What else for Aries? Yeah, it could be for some of you, it was detrimental to your health, your well-being. It's very important that you pay attention to the signs, Aries. Bottom of the deck, I got a liar. Yeah, especially when your intuition lets you know when people are being deceptive. Some of you guys were dealing with an air sign too. I was picking up on heavy air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and this narcissist energy. This came out in the pre-shuffle, Aries. So I see these cards are really close by. They didn't necessarily come out, but they definitely want to be seen. So let's jump into this. Let's clarify this energy and go a little deeper. So again, Aries, this message may or may not resonate with every Aries watching. If this message resonates, I hope you find clarity. I hope you find confirmation in this message. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys are enjoying your day so far. All right, Aries. So the first card out to me is always the most significant energy. And like I said in the pre-shuffle, I just feel like somebody here, they have this determined spirit about them, or they have this desire to want something back. They feel like it was their possession, it belonged to them, and it was taken away from them, or something about it, they lost it, but they definitely want to figure out a way to get it back. And I feel like that is you. That's your energy. So let's see. When it comes to this pets, Aries, somebody here, they just feel really drawn to you. They just feel like you and them belong together. I don't know no other way to put that. But this person could be following your journey. They could be keeping tabs on you. You know, just making sure that they stay as close to you energetically as possible. You could be telling me that this person is very clingy, very codependent. But let's see. Why is pets here? We got the Four of Swords in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Very, I don't know, it's like this person doesn't really believe in themselves, or they lack this ability to trust that they are capable. There's definitely a codependency coming out of this reading with this person. Four of Swords in the reverse. Again, Aries, I feel like you had to make a decision. And I feel like this decision had a lot to do with you getting rest or recovering. I'm seeing this Eight of Pentacles as you focusing. You could be telling me that now you're focusing on things that matter to you, things that are more of a priority, things that are more important. What is this Four of Swords energy? Yeah, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This definitely feels like your energy at this time, Aries. I know you're not an air sign. Although you could be telling me you were dealing with an air sign. Somebody here who is very calculating with their words. This person could be, they could be mean when they express themselves, or I don't know, they just lack empathy when they speak to you. But this Queen of Swords energy, the way that I looked at it initially was you are detached. Like you could be telling me that you're not speaking to somebody at this time, or you just have a distance between you and another person. That's just like, hold on one second, guys. Okay. So what is this Four of Swords in the reverse? Why is this coming up for Aries? We got the Eight of Swords. Some of you guys felt stuck or felt trapped at some point until you released yourself. So look, I just got the Eight of Swords and the Devil energy in the reverse. Capricorn energy could be significant. Aries, you could be telling me for a minute there you were stuck. Again, I'm being drawn to that blindfold. It just indicates that maybe you didn't want to see the truth, or maybe you refused to see the red flags or something to that nature. But thinking back on things, you can realize now that this is what was keeping you stuck to something here. Someone who had a very, feels like a very codependent attachment to you, Aries. Anyway, the Devil in reverse is you letting go. It's like you freeing yourself, liberating yourself from this. You needed this. I feel like I'm talking to an Aries here. You needed clarity. You needed to be able to focus again. Maybe you felt like you were losing yourself in this relationship. You could be telling me you were exhausted. What's this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse? This is this person's energy. I just feel like whoever this person is, they really relied on you heavily for emotional support, empathy, or they triggered you to empathize for them. You know, sometimes people are very skilled and masterful at triggering us to care. I got the Four of Wands. Some of you guys were married to this person, or you were living with them. Y'all had a high level commitment, a relationship. Children could be a factor. You and this person mirror each other. This person mirrored back to you some of the deepest wounds that you had, Aries. And I feel like that was for a reason, because it was time for you to acknowledge some of the areas that haven't been healed, that have been limiting you on an interpersonal level. So this was an opportunity. This was an opportunity. This could have been an opportunist. You feel like, you know, This person took advantage of some of your qualities without you really having control over the circumstances. Like, it just feels like the Aries here, you may have lost yourself in a relationship. That's what it feels like. This person wanted you to give to them. They wanted you to be focused on nurturing them, Aries, something like that. What's this no? I feel like there's an Aries here. You learned that no is a complete sentence, or there's something about you having boundaries now. You could be telling this person no, like you're rejecting them. There's a level of rejection. Yeah, I'm seeing the 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck in the reverse. You could be telling me that all communication has stopped between you and them. You got distance. You moved. This person also could be projecting negative energy towards you because they're mad. They're not getting their way. I got the Hierophant here. Definitely a spiritual lesson to be learned. There's a contract or something about this commitment between you and this person. You guys are learning. I got the King of Cups coming out here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. For some of you, is dealing with a water sign. This is definitely somebody here that you care deeply for this person, but I don't know. There was a need for you to let go of something that was weighing heavy on you. It just feels like this was weighing heavy. So let's see. Why is no here? Why did this come up for Aries? Thank you guys for being here. Peace, fam. Thank you for the gifts. Aries, we got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, I got that in your pre-shuffle. I feel like this is this person's energy. However you put it, if it resonates, if it's your energy, their energy, however, it doesn't matter. This could also be a man and feminine energy. Gender doesn't matter. And this does not have to be a fire sign. Although I feel like you could be telling me you were dealing with a fellow fire sign, another Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. But the Queen of Wands coming out in this reading in the reverse is giving like this jealous energy. Like somebody here is kind of like jealous or envious. This person can even be a bit bitter or vindictive when it comes to you refusing them, telling them no. This person now, before you said no, Aries, you would have loved this person's life. You was the best thing since sliced bread. But as soon as you told this person no, you became their #1 enemy. This person could be mad at you. They could be upset because they're not getting their way. And in reality, it's not about having you, you know, because they love you. It's about having their way. It's very narcissistic, very selfish energy. All right, so it says it's not the right time. We got the Sun here at the bottom of the deck. Some of you guys were dealing with a Leo. No, you told this person no, or you got some real strong boundaries coming out here, Aries. We got the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like you're at peace. This person wants revenge. Something tells me that this person, they want their, like I said, somebody here feels like they had something that belongs to them taken away, or something that they feel like is meant for them to have. They feel like it's being blocked, or there's too many challenges, too many obstacles to having what they want. And I feel like this person, they're upset. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is coming out. The Knight of Pentacles shows this slow, determined progress. I don't know if this is, yeah, it just feels like this person feels that like there's challenges. There's delays to having what it is that they want. What's this Queen of Wands in the reverse? You're rejecting this person's offer. This is devastating. This person is emotionally devastated. You could be telling me that they're crashing out emotionally, or like their emotions are erratic. But anyway, we got the King of Swords coming out in the reverse. They could be pissed off. They could be really upset. This person, this is type energy that tries to manipulate you. Somebody here made a poor decision in love too. For some of you, Aries, this is somebody here who thought the grass was greener on the other side. They may have tried to go off in another relationship thinking that somebody was more fruitful or more abundant than you were. But I feel like this person came to realize that that wasn't the case. And now this person could be feeling like a straight fool. As a matter of fact, I think I wrote that down in my notes. Feeling foolish. This person, they have a hard time learning lessons because, you know, with that narcissistic energy, which the narcissist card is here, the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For some of you, we're dealing with an air sign. This is the type of person that's they're full of themselves. You know what I'm saying? But with this type of energy, I feel like this person may not even realize that they're the problem. Like, this is the type of person that doesn't hold any accountability for their actions. So they try to rationalize things, or the way that they defend their actions is by blaming it on someone else or something else. Thank you for the gifts. So anyway, I feel like this person's not even open to the concept of, you know, this is partly their fault, or it's something about that. But, and they come in, they try to gaslight you. They try to convince you, you know, that, I don't know, you need them, or you need to accept their love offer, or they're genuine. It's all manipulation. That's what I'm getting. Why is intuition here? So again, Aries, this has been a spiritual lesson for you, right? Part of the spiritual aspect of this is you're learning. Hold on one second, guys. You're learning how to recognize your instincts, your intuition, the red flags that pop up. It says the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. There's something about this situation, Aries. It taught you to really start trusting yourself more than ever. This person could be the father of your children, or you could be telling me that you're the father figure in this relationship. But it really doesn't matter what gender, okay? You can flip the roles as you see. It resonates. But why is intuition here? I feel like, Aries, you have to pay attention to the signs now, yeah? Because people be lying. People be lying and people be casting illusions, baby. And if you don't feel right, or if you deep down in your gut, you know something's off, you gotta start listening to that. I feel like at one point in time, there was something that you didn't want to see or believe. You wanted to really give this person the benefit of the doubt. They were charming. I don't know, something like that. Page of Cups just came out in the reverse. And the Hierophant. Yeah, definitely feel like an Aries learned a lesson. This was definitely spiritual. Life mirrored back to you some things that, you know, maybe this was blind spots for you that you needed to be aware of. I got Taurus energy coming out in this reading. I definitely feel like there was an Aries here. You could be telling me you felt overwhelmed with all these different options, you know, because none of the options really were what you wanted, especially if it didn't include having this person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we really want what we know we just can't have. But definitely picking up on somebody here. They were casting illusions. They was gaslighting you, you know what I'm saying? Making it really seem like they were somebody that you always wanted. Maybe this person made false promises. Anyway, why is the Page of Cups here? I feel like there was some sort of like bad news. Somebody here is receiving bad news because they realizing that, I guess, their tactics or their manipulation is no longer effective. Like, there's an Aries here. You're not falling for this shit no more. It's something like that. What's this? But this person cannot move on from you, Aries. This person, you left an imprint on them. This is also somebody here that has very low self-esteem, or they just always think very negative about the outcome and everything. This person, like I said, it feels like they're very codependent. Your strength is one of the things that they admire. Your strength, your courage, your bravery is one of the things that they really, really admire. I feel like this person has a distorted attachment when it comes to you because, I don't know, you either provide security, safety for this person, you do something for them. It just makes them feel like they have to have you in their life. You are a part of their life. You are meant to be in their life for a reason. And so this person has a very negative mindset when it comes to them, like almost like helplessness. Whoa. The Nine of Wands wanted to come out, but it's in the reverse. This Nine of Wands energy could be you being determined to like protect yourself. But something tells me that this person, yeah, they see you protecting yourself. They see you really defending your beliefs. You got strong boundaries coming out here. Let me get more. What's this Six of Swords for Aries? The Hierophant, excuse me, the Hermit. Virgo energy. Aries, you could be telling me that you be keeping your moves hidden. There's something very mysterious about your moves at this time. You could be telling me that you've gone within, you're seeking inner wisdom, or you're just doing this because you know your ex is on your heels. You know this person hasn't moved on. Yeah, definitely a very strong soul connection that you have with them. Thank you for the gifts. Gemini energy is here with the Lovers. This person has been spending a lot of time in isolation too. I feel like that's part of their consequences, right? It's almost like Spirit has to slow this person down in order for them to see what it is that they could be missing as far as this connection. Because I feel like this is a deep connection that they have with you. They definitely feel like you are their person, like you guys are meant to be together, but I feel like this person spends a lot of time thinking about you too. Thank you, Amber. This person spends a lot of time thinking about you. What's this Four of Cups in the reverse? Heartbreak. Sadness. This is another reason why I feel like this person stays with the negative thoughts. Like they constantly think about like the worst case scenario and things. It's a very pessimistic energy, but the Three of Swords here, I feel like this person definitely is sad. And the Ace of Cups in reverse. Well, Spirit is saying that it's time for this person to love themselves more. This could be your energy in the past too, Aries. You could be telling me in the past you had to go within and you had to make a decision when it came to this connection. The Lovers, sometimes that represents choice and love. And I feel like there was an Aries. You started to recognize a pattern here. For some of you, this became a concern, a health concern, right? Like you couldn't focus, maybe even your blood pressure was going up or something like that, to where you had to do something about it, right? This relationship was stressing you out. There was a lot of sadness here. But I feel like a lot of this was a lesson in ignoring the red flags, a lesson in ignoring your intuition. We got the Ace of Cups coming out in the reverse. And the Ace of Cups in the reverse just signals, like I said, how you need to make yourself the priority. You needed to make yourself more important than worrying about this situation. It's time to take care of you. Take care of your heart, mend your heart. The Nine of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands here in the reverse? I feel like this situation could have been mentally exhausting. Almost to the point, to Aries, you notice that staying or compromising with this situation was almost self-sabotaging. This was affecting your journey and your purpose and what makes you happy. There's an Aries here. You started to recognize that as long as you stay in this position, this person would gladly betray you. Like they didn't have no problem stabbing you in the back. It's like you had to recognize that the only way this was going to change was for you to make a change. Yeah, this person definitely was somebody you did not trust. You just didn't trust them. They hid things from you. They kept secrets. You felt that intuitively. Like I said, you might not wanted to admit that at first, but intuitively, the signs were there. They were definitely there. You just didn't feel right with their excuses. You didn't feel right with their moves or whatever the heck they had going on. It just did not feel right. Anyway, like I said, the health concerns about it all though. Like I said, you could be telling me that you started to notice it affecting your body, having headaches, being unable to focus, constantly feeling depressed or weighed down or stressed the hell out. I got that in the pre-shuffle, the 9 of Swords. Somebody here was tossing and turning. Somebody here was overthinking things. It's like it consumed you on a mental level. You could be telling me that you found yourself being exhausted. When it was time for you to perform at your best, at work or with your kids, it always seemed like you felt drained or exhausted, tired, unable to focus. What's this health issues? It says health issues could arise. The 9 of Swords in the reverse. The 9 of Swords in the reverse is deep anchored fears that got somebody stuck. We got the Empress. This is your energy, Aries, Taurus, Libra energy. I know you're not a Taurus or Libra, but you're embodying this Empress energy. Somebody here really thought that you were an option. Somebody did not see you, Aries. Somebody did not see your worth and your value. It's because of that selfish energy, that narcissistic energy. This person only saw themselves. This had you in a bind emotionally, mentally. And now I'm seeing the 5 of Wands in the reverse. 5 of Wands in the reverse could indicate how you were just tired of fighting with this. Tired of, I don't know, like the inner conflict of it all, right? Trying to make sense of something that just really did not make no damn sense. Trying to give someone the benefit of the doubt or make excuses for this situation to continue. Something like that. Why is the 9 of Swords here? Because I see somebody here who is like paranoid or deeply fearful in some way. Why? Now, this 9 of Swords energy could be your person. This person could be very worried about losing this Empress energy. That is definitely coming out. Came out in your pre-shuffle. There's something about them fearing that they've lost you for good. Give me more on this 9 of Swords. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. They lost. This is their loss. This is their loss. This person's losing a lot. This person's having a fall from grace, or it feels like they've fallen from grace. They was on a high, Aries, and then all of a sudden they came crashing down. Everything came tumbling down. What's this 9 of Swords in the reverse? The Knight of Wands, because they was all over the place. You know, acting irrationally and impulsively and not caring about the consequences. Like, what does this person expect? They had no plan. They was just doing whatever. Why is the 5 of Wands in the reverse? There's this inner conflict that somebody is dealing with. It's either that or you are you checking out. You checked out. You're not going to sit up here and keep fighting with somebody. You know that this person's stuck in their ways. We just got the Emperor. There's your energy, Aries. But I feel like this is this person. I feel like this is this person with this unchecked ego and this arrogant attitude and this way of moving and feeling like whatever they want, they should have it, and there should be no consequences if they choose to, you know, if they choose to do some shit they ain't got no business. They don't want to have to take accountability for that. This is somebody that's a leader, and for the most part, everything that they've been doing, they've been successful, even if it was the wrong decision, wrong path. But anyway, they got an unchecked ego. What else? You walked away from that. The 8 of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. You're not fighting with this person. If they want to do this, if they want to be like this, let them go. Right, Aries? Let them go. You're not going to stop them. You know. I feel like there's an Aries here. You know what's going to end up happening. You know the ending to this story. If this person keeps going down the path that they're going to end up in trouble. And it has nothing to do with you. You know, I don't know. Maybe this person is going to end up putting themselves in a position where you just walk away freely. When, you know. Something like that. What's going on with this? The Three of Cups in the reverse. Somebody here has a very negative attitude. I mean, this is the type of person that complains. They're never satisfied. Like I said, they didn't appreciate what they had when they were with you. So with the Three of Cups in the reverse, I feel like this person is very ungrateful. Give me more for this Emperor in the reverse and this Three of Cups in the reverse. The Nine of Wands, oh, excuse me, Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is that stuck energy. And that's why nothing is moving forward the way this person planned. Nothing is moving forward the way this person anticipated. All of their efforts is either there's too many obstacles or it's just not hitting its mark. Yeah, because I feel like this person, they want what they want no matter the cost, no matter what it takes, even if it's something that steps over your boundaries, makes you feel uncomfortable. I just feel like they want their way. And what they want is for you to emotionally support them, give to them, be there for them, even though they may be hiding secrets, even though they may have outdated ways of thinking. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to compromise. I don't know. It's just something about this situation. It feels very codependent. Like this person has this attachment to you. They want to be able to experience your strength and confidence, but they don't want to contribute to a relationship that is healthy. They want to become a burden for you. They want you to carry all of their responsibilities. Or this person moves sneaky. They hide a lot of truth. What is this for Aries? This person could be younger than you. You could be telling me you feel like they need to grow up or they're emotionally immature. Yeah, definitely giving an immature energy. And they hold back their feelings. This person could struggle with expressing themselves emotionally. So go back to that distorted attachment that they have with you. I feel like it has a lot to do with like envying you. This person can envy your confidence. Either way it goes, we got a Page of Swords and a Page of Wands. This person could be very curious about you, what you got going on. But this person really, they have no plan. If anything, I feel like this person wants to come in and stir up drama because they can't let you go. This person may create lies, or there's something about being sneaky. I'm just seeing this liar energy. A part of this is because you're rejecting them. Yeah, air sign energy is here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There could be gossip, or there could be things like I'm hearing that song. I hear, don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Somebody's gossiping. Somebody's spreading rumors or talking about you. Maybe this person's venting. What is this air sign energy? They have this very negative outlook on things. So they're upset. They're in their feelings. Yeah, they feel like there's unfinished business. They feel like there's unfinished business between you and them. And they didn't get what they wanted. Aries. I got Capricorn energy here. The World in reverse. This person hasn't learned from this, and they're still thinking that there's unfinished business between you and them. And with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, this person's dreams have not been met. They still feel like there's an unfulfilled wish, and that wish is to possess you back. This could be obsession. This person could have issues with addictions. Why? Because they have this narcissistic outlook. There's something about this person, they're very into themselves, they're full of themselves. It's their makeup. It's the way they are. They think very, very highly of themselves. This person can, I hear they make a lot of broken promises. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. You could be telling me you're dealing with another fire sign. And if it's not a fire sign, this is somebody who has a huge ego. Huge ego. And they want you. They want the Queen of Cups. Your energy is the Queen of Cups. The best love there is out there. They want the top. They want the highest of the high. They want the creme de la creme. They don't want anything less than that. They feel like they deserve this. because they've already had a taste of it. So you belong to them. I don't know no other way to put that. Aries. All right, so that is the energy that I'm getting. I don't know why it's so strong in the force, but it is. Okay, this person's like a pet for you. There's something about their loyalty, but it's distorted. I don't know. It's obsessive. It's obsessive, Aries. All right, but anyway, I want to look into what does Aries need to know moving forward. This person could feel like a fool. I'm seeing the fool in reverse over here in this other deck, and I can't help but look at it. They feel like a fool for losing their family, for losing everything. Damn, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. They feel like a fool for losing everything, and they want to come back towards you. This is somebody that made a mistake. They acted like you were an option. They acted like you would never go anywhere or something like that. And if you say no, they get mad. They're mad at you. Now they feel like they got a bone to pick with you or... Anyway, let's see. When it comes to Aries, what does Aries need to know moving forward? Clear and concise message. Somebody here feels like it's a missed opportunity. There's that soul connection that we saw with the lovers. This person feels like this is a missed opportunity. It says, I didn't act when I should have. Yeah, I see mistakes. Wow. They made too many mistakes when it came to you, Aries. This person's unsatisfied with their path so far, their decisions so far. They're upset with the way that they've put themselves in this position. But again, are they taking accountability for this? Probably not. They're probably blaming you or something else, some other reason. Yeah, this person has a lot of hope. They're hopeful that you and them can come back together. It's wishful thinking is what it feels like to me. It says, I haven't given up on us yet. I got, you're irreplaceable. Aries. The way you love can never be matched. That's that Queen of Cups energy I was telling you about. They wanted the top of the top, the best love ever. Queen of Cups. And this shadow side, it's making them realize a lot of their own flaws. But I also feel like there's a side of them that's coming out that maybe they didn't even recognize they had or you never seen before. Something about their shadow side. Yeah, you're detached. You saw this shadow side in this person and you knew you had to let go. You had to get away from this. Again, it feels like it was detrimental to your health. Detachment. It said, I had to let go of this so I could clear my mind. I told you there's an Aries here that's having a hard time focusing. You just can't focus. Yeah, there's been a lot of damage. Bottom of the deck, we got this damage energy. So it's confirmation that what I was seeing in this reading, yes. What else for Aries? You have stepped into your divine power. You've awakened. This has been an awakening for you. It says, believe in the divine power within you because once it's awakened, a whole new life will start to take shape for you. What else for Aries? Yeah, you could be telling me that you're considering more of your options now. You're no longer settling for this or no longer just staying put. I don't know, it's something about you ignoring the red flags, okay? It says you have many options available to you. Take the time to take a wider look at your situation and explore your options. So you do have options. So remember how I said somebody here was struggling with deep anchored fear, maybe even paranoia. I feel like once you took a risk, stepped out your comfort zone, you see that you had other options. You got a bright future ahead of you, Aries. I'm seeing treasure chest, bright future. This treasure chest is you unlocking your heart. This is you now realizing that you are loving yourself more these days. Because when I think of the chest, I think of what's behind the physical chest, and that's your heart. I feel like you are recognizing just how important and how valuable it is for you to take care of yourself and your heart, okay? It says a windfall of good things are happening all around you. Expect some good luck and be open to all possibilities. Also, bright future. Could be that, you know, now that you're trusting your intuition now more, I feel like you have this deep feeling of knowing everything is going to work out. Everything is going to be just fine. It says everything is going to be fine. A bright future is ahead of you that's filled with success and abundance. This all happens when you take the time to like unlock your heart. There was something about you being guarded. That's what I was saying. Something about you being guarded. Wanting this person, wanting this situation to work out. Something like that. Okay, we got manifestation and reciprocity. So Aries, you could be telling me that now that you have learned this lesson, you are manifesting, you are focusing on relationships in the future that will have reciprocity, meaning when you're giving to that person, they are also giving back to you. No longer unseen, misunderstood, not understood, unappreciated. So you be telling me that if you are talking to anybody or dealing with anybody new since this challenge that you went through, I feel like now you are being more intentional. Now you are paying attention to the red flags. When something is, you know, not right, I feel like you're speaking up or you're taking action right then and there, not, you know, overlooking things or, I don't know, giving in to somebody else's desires or manipulation, something like that. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. Let's look at love. So when it comes to love for Aries, yeah, there's deception coming out at the bottom of the deck. You definitely have to pay attention. It is now time that Aries starts paying attention. Some people, they be fake and they be lying and they be hiding stuff, and you gotta pay attention to the signs. You gotta pay attention. The energy don't lie, right? Energy don't lie. Clear and concise message for Aries. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits when you forgive your parents. Some of you guys, you've had some wounds that came from family history. This could be this person. They could also be very much wounded. You know, when I think about these family issues, I'm also thinking about like abandonment or rejection from your past. Remember how I said you and another person are mirroring each other, and this person could be triggering unhealed wounds? It could have a lot to do with the past and family issues that, you know, for whatever reason you hadn't had time to heal from. I got attraction. It says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Yeah, well, so the more you're doing the work to love yourself, which means you do have to go in, you have to deal with any past traumas, you have to look at those things. Those things, you may be able to repress them, Aries, but they never go away. And this is another reason why I was feeling like this was detrimental to your health, your overall health. Like ignoring circumstances from the past is never healthy, right? But I feel like the more that you're addressing these things, the more that you're putting closure on things from the past in your life, the more you're accepting, you know, the experience that you have that have shaped you into who you are today, the more you're leveling up in this attractiveness, right? There's something about you paying attention to, I don't know, the smaller things in life. You're attracting joy, genuine joy. And I feel like this is leveling up the attractiveness within you. It is safe for you to love. Aries. Open up your heart. Yeah, remember we were just talking about that treasure chest? Open up your heart. Have fun. Life is not always meant to be serious. Life is meant to be fun. It's meant for you to have pleasure. As long as you're not hurting or obstructing another person or allowing another person to do that to you, right? This could be the one. So listen, some of you guys have met someone new. And I feel like with that energy, it's important for you to leave your heart open, enjoy, even if it's just the experience. It says playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. You could be telling me that you have chemistry, you found chemistry with a new person. Spirit is saying for some of you, this could be the one. This could be the one. It says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. Yeah, there's something about you. You transmuted this energy. This pain has become some sort of light, healing light for you. And I see you leveling up in attractiveness. So Spirit is saying it's safe for you to love. Clear and concise message. What else for Aries when it comes to love? Very soon. I saw that comment in the question, when? Here's your answer. Here's your answer. Very soon. Now, it says, be clear about what you want because within a blink of an eye, it will be yours. Question is, are you ready for it? Will you be ready for it? Or will you, look at the situation as it's too good to be true, or maybe sabotage it? Understand that you got to be ready for these things that you want, that you're manifesting. Got to be ready for it too, Aries. Control issues. By trying to control the situation, you only slow down your answered prayer. Let the divine take the lead. So there's something about you needing to make sure that you're not trying to control the issues. One way that we may not realize that we are controlling our circumstances is through worry, through excessive worry. That is a false sense that you have some sort of control over how this thing is going to play out by worrying about it. So it could be just as simple as you controlling your thoughts, Aries. I got deeper intimacy. The feelings of emotional closeness and love will allow you to feel safe, desired, and more connected to your partner. So Aries, you be meeting somebody here that's going to take your intimacy level to a deeper realm. Get ready. The experiences that you're getting ready to encounter could run deep. Again, you got to be ready for this because it's coming very soon. Aries. What was that? Family and friends. Family and friends. The support of family and friends may help strengthen this connection. So Aries, you may be meeting somebody that your family and your friends approve of. Bottom of the deck, they emotionally support you. This could be something that your family loves for you. They see that within the connection, the dynamics of it. Maybe it's something that you don't see, or I don't know. I love that emotional support. It says now is the time to check in with your emotions and your person's thoughts and feelings. Yeah, this is the type of person that's going to check with you. Check in on your feelings. I don't know if that's something that you want, Aries, but this could be somebody that wants to emotionally support you, not emotionally dump on you like this past person. So I feel like something about the past person, they were very codependent. They really wanted you to be that strong arm for them. They really wanted you to carry their burdens, or I don't know. That's what I was saying. When it comes to finances, money, career, what does Aries need to know? Actually, we're going to use this deck. When it comes to finances and career, now I did do a pre-shuffle, Aries, and I saw where there's an Aries who needs to take care of their karmic debt. If you have any karmic debt that you have been procrastinating on taking care of, now is the time to really focus on that. You know, we got the holiday seasons coming up soon, so try not to splurge if you know you got other obligations, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. Clear and concise message. What does Aries need to know when it comes to finances, career, anything of that nature? Okay, we got blocked heart chakra. A blocked heart chakra, you may experience emotional issues like anger, lack of trust, jealousy, or fear. All right, so blocked heart chakra came out. What else for Aries when it comes to money? All or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking, Aries. Be careful or be aware. This is not going to be for every Aries, but it says stops you from growing, adapting, and enjoying anything that isn't perfect. Honor your progress. If you move past seeing in black and white, the world opens up to an array of colorful possibilities. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, Al Boogie. The key is to remind yourself that there are more than two outcomes for just about any situation. I just feel like, Aries, not only are you being encouraged to open your heart when it comes to love, but also in all areas of your life. Other areas too. Life is really mirrored back to you lately, Aries. We got entitlement coming out. Feeling betrayed because you didn't get what was somehow rightfully yours. I feel like this is that person's energy. Remember how I said your person feels slighted because they're not getting what they want? But I'm gonna read it. It says entitlement. Let go of entitlement. Don't become so consumed by what should be yours that you lose sight of what could be yours. Realize that you can't always get what you want, but if you try, you might get what you need. Let me get one more. Somebody here was going down the wrong path. I got wrong path coming out. It says the red flags. Again, we saw that already. Talk about them red flags. We already saw that in this reading. It's coming back again. The red flags are trying to make you aware that something is wrong. So Aries, you have got to really rely on your intuition, especially when it comes to career moves and money moves. If it don't feel right, that's probably a sign, Aries. Or if something is just so difficult to get to or achieve, that might be a sign. Not saying that you have to give up on something just because it's difficult, but maybe switch up your tactics or maybe re-examine, your methods or how you're going about something. Anyway, it says right to wrong. If you feel that you're not making progress in life, then it may be that you have chosen the wrong path. Trace your mistake so that you can make the necessary changes. I'm going to just leave that at that because that sounds so specific. Let me get one more for Aries. One more. Divine timing. And this could also speak of patience too, Aries. It says no blocks exist, just the timeline of your success, which is not only up to you. Spirit said let go and trust. Though things may be slow or frustrating or not making sense, divine timing assures you that the universe is placing people, things, lessons, and more into your life only when you are ready. So everything in divine order and divine timing, Aries. When it comes to career and money, these are the messages that I have for you. Also, bottom of the deck, I'm seeing lack of knowledge. This could speak of maybe going and learning more about a certain field of interest or learning more about investing your money, or I don't know, you could be needing to like research more, study more, or start following individuals who are already successful at whatever it is that you're trying to do. There's something about you gaining more knowledge that's going to be important here. Yep, you're still in the learning process. You need more knowledge to advance. Spirit is saying take the time to learn. When you expand your knowledge, you have the power to achieve many things. Find an area of your life where you lack knowledge or identify a skill you like to improve to begin your learning journey. So that is what I have for you, Aries. It's a lot going on, okay? A lot is going on here. You got a past lover or somebody from your past that is either you are their number one enemy or you're their number one obsession, or both. I also see you learning a hefty lesson, a big lesson in listening to your intuition, trusting your intuition, having faith that everything is going to be fine if you just follow your gut, something like that. But that is what I have for you, Aries. I hope this message brought you clarity and confirmation because that was my intention. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for hitting that like button, Aries. I do offer personal readings. If you're interested in a personal with me, you can go to my website, vibenationtarot.com, and you can book a personal there. Thank you, Lorianne, for being here. Hey, beautiful. All right, guys. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you guys for being here. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. You're welcome. Peace, fam.